Hello students, this is your Bhushan sir. Hope all is well and all are safe at home during this pandemic time. Whole world is afraid of the COVID-19 and coronavirus as it is contagious, widespreading. If not treated properly after infections, the ultimum is death. You may think, why our sir is speaking about this virus now? Students, there is a strong relation with the topic that we are going to understand today, that is toxicology. Any foreign body, when enters into a healthy person or an organism, may alter the metabolic activities. If their immunity is weak, the metabolic activities are going to get changed. This may result in causing various diseases, disorders, deaths sometimes. Foreign body could be a pathogen, a pollen, a dust particle, or even a chemical. So, we the human beings should keep us away from all these foreign substances or should boost up our immune system. Till 1800s, farmers faced the menace of most organisms that destroyed the quality and quantity of the yields from their farming lands. The crops and vegetations were either destroyed or damaged by these organisms. In order to protect the yield, scientific community stretched their helping hands towards the cry of farmers. These scientists synthesized some of chemicals in labs and industries to kill the organisms that destroy the yield of crops and vegetation. These group of chemicals are called pesticides, and the organisms on which they are used to kill are called pest population. I agree, the post effect of pesticidal residues on the crops and vegetations, if not taken care to rid of, may enter into those animals that consumes them and causes serious effects. But for now, we shall understand about these pesticides in our present topic of toxicology. The word toxicology is derived from two Greek terms, toxicon, which means poisonous substances, logos means study. So, the word toxicology means study of adverse effects of poisonous substances on living organisms. It is a branch of medical sciences. Let us now look into the introductory part of toxicology. Scientist by name Ludwig Brigger used the term toxin for the first time. Toxin means a poisonous substance. Any foreign substance, when enters into the body of an organism, will cause adverse effects as their immune system is weak. These foreign agents or substances may be obtained from non-living system also, such as physical or chemical substances. Example, UV radiations, cyanide compounds, etc. Such foreign substances that cause adverse conditions in living organisms which are obtained from the non-living system are called toxicants. We do have another group of poisonous substances obtained from living organisms. They are biological agents commonly called as toxins. So, toxin, since it is obtained from another living organism, chemically it is made up of a protein. Example, bee venom or snake venom. As we have understood earlier, farmers till 1800s faced the menace of some organisms such as insects, rodents, birds, microbes that destroyed the plant crops. So, scientists helped the crying farmers by providing them with some solution of synthesizing chemicals widely in industries. These chemicals are collectively called as pesticides, and the animals on which these pesticides are used to control or kill are called as target organisms or pest organisms. After we understanding the definition of toxicology, now we shall understand the concept of pesticides. Students, remember, the concept of pesticide would be usually asked for short note question. Now, pest is an organism that destroys or interferes with the production of crops, processing, storage, and even transportation of agricultural products. This results in the decrease of both quality and quantity of the products. To check and control the menace of these pests, certain synthetic chemicals are used. These chemicals are collectively called as pesticides. Pesticide is a word formed of two words, pest and sidol. Pests are organisms that destroys the agricultural crops or yields. Sidol refers to kill. So, the term pesticides are a wide range of chemicals which are used to kill the pest organisms. Pesticides are generally named after the name of a pest or a target organism. For example, if insects are the pests, chemicals used to kill such pests are generally called as insecticides. Similarly, add the suffix of cide, C-I-D-E, to the name of the pest to have the pesticide component. To follow the other pests, for algae we have algicides. For birds we have avicides. For fungi we have fungicides. For rodents we have rodenticides. For viruses we have virucides. For bacteria we have bactericides. Likewise, we have many other types of pesticides based on their target organisms. The very purpose of we using pesticides is to kill the pest directly and improve our yield. This is called primary benefit. There are secondary benefits of pesticides usage. It is an indirect gain, such as improved yield quality relating to the nutrition, then food safety and food security for future generations. Here are some adverse effects of pesticides on non-target organisms other than the pests. The other organisms are also affected by pesticides. Example, other than the pest animals, we have organisms of human beings and other animals too. Generally, when we get exposed or come in contact with these pesticides, following important as adverse effects are seen, such as irritation of eyes and skin, neurological defects and birth defects in newborns, fetal death in worst cases of pregnant women. Another interesting process is pesticide drift. Generally, pesticides run away or move to new or non-target places either by wind or rainwater. This results in pollution of natural resources and destruction of habitat in non-target areas. It is also leads to the reduction in the biodiversity. After we understanding the general concept of pesticides, Now we shall understand the concept of insecticides. Remember, it is a concept which could be asked for 3 marks or 5 marks, even for 10 marks. Insects are the major devastating pests on most agricultural products. They are called insect pests. Example, locusts, mites, root and shoot borers. These insect pests are killed by using specific chemicals referred to as insecticides. For example, DDT, carbon tetrachloride, chloroform, endosulfone, and etc. These insecticides are used to kill the insects that act as pests at the stage of egg itself. So when the insect at its egg stage is checked or controlled or killed, such insecticides are called as ovicides. If the insect pests are killed at their larval stages, then those insecticide groups are called as larvicides. Based on chemical nature, insecticides are classified into 2 types. Number 1, organic insecticides. Number 2, inorganic insecticides. Organic insecticides are made up of carbon and its compounds. Example, organochlorines, organophosphates, carbamates. These are 3 types of organic insecticides mentioned in your syllabus. We do have many other types, but these 3 we are going to concentrate little in detail. Inorganic insecticides are made up of other than carbon and compounds, and they are usually derived from metallic compounds. Example for inorganic insecticides are copper sulfate, pentasulfate, etc. In your present syllabus, we need to understand few organic insecticides. Organic insecticides, as we have understood, they are made up of carbon compounds. The first type under this category of organic insecticides is organochlorines, also called as chlorinated hydrocarbons. These are organic compounds with chlorine atoms binded covalently. These chemicals are denser than water. For example, chloroform, endosulfone, DDT, dieldrine, carbon tetrachloride comes under this category. Let us now understand few examples related to organochlorines. The first one to start with is DDT. DDT stands for dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, as what I have mentioned in the slide. It was synthesized by Ziebler in 1874, but Paul Muller used it as an effective insecticide. It is a white amorphous powder, soluble in solvents, but not in water. It is a contact poison. It shows neurotoxic effects. That means it affects the nervous system of insect pests and causes death of the organism. The chemical of DDT has the power of activity till 18 months and accumulates in food chain. It causes thinning of eggshells in birds. So, during incubation, when female bird sits on the eggs, they get broken. Thus, affects reproduction of birds. The next organochlorine is dieldrine. It is manufactured by Hyman and Denver in 1948. It is a crystalline white solid, odorless, mean to say it doesn't have any smell, soluble in solvents, insoluble in water. It is also a contact poison showing neurotoxicity like that of DDT, affecting the nervous system of the pest organisms and kills them. But the effect of these dieldrine is stronger than DDT. Its activity remains for about 12 months. The next example that we have is endosulfan under organochlorines. It is a semi-volatile compound. It only kills the insect pests of borer family. We do have insect family which will bore the shoot and roots of the plants on trees and destroys the crop, but also shows adverse effects on human beings, the non-target organisms, when we come in contact with these poisonous chemicals. In case of human beings, it causes autism, where the joint movements are lost in infected persons, seizures, paralysis, spondylitis, and all are related to neurological disorders. It shows hydrocephaly. In the picture of slide, you can find a baby with a large head. This condition is called hydrocephalus condition. The affected people have fluid-filled larger head. This second type of organic insecticides that we are going to understand is organophosphates. These are chemicals which are formed by the process of esterification of phosphoric acids. They are used to kill the insects in agricultural fields, gardens, etc. It includes the examples such as parathion, malathion, sarins, diazonions. Commonly, these chemicals damage an enzyme called acetylcholine esterase in insects. This enzyme controls neurotransmission of signals. Hence, in the insects, we find paralysis and death when these chemicals of organophosphates makes its entry. In humans, upon contact, causes the following important neurological disorders, such as memory becomes imperfect, called impaired memory. Thoughts gets disoriented, irritation of eyes and skin, sleeplessness or insomnia, brain cellular damage takes place when we the human beings come in contact with the organophosphates. The third type of organic insecticides we understand is carbamates. These are esters of carbamic acids. They are formed similarly as that of organophosphates, but will not remain for a long time in nature or in environment. Their effect is very slow and low. Example for carbamates are triazines, urethines, thiocarbamates, etc. They easily get accumulated in the organisms with a slow metabolism. Example, fishes, and causes side effects in fishes too. Few of carbamates are used in medical field to treat HIV infectants. Some of the carbamates are also used to destroy unwanted plants in barren lands, commonly called as herbicides. Students, in this video, we have learned about definition of toxicology, pesticides in general, their effect, then types of insecticides and their effect with the examples. In the next class and video, we shall understand the other topics related to toxicology. I think I have made the concepts clear. Thank you all. I wish all of you a very safe stay at home.